Today, I'm sharing the tastiest, brightest, citrusy-est, that's not a word, but lemon curd. I'm super excited. This is cornstarch free, it is gelatin free, it is condensed milk free, and it is like still really nice and thick. I had the lemons left over, I needed to preserve them, and I just figured let's do a YouTube live so that I can share one of my favorite recipes with you. And it's Thursday. This is what I like to do in my evenings. I'm Roxy, if you haven't been here before, and welcome to my kitchen. I don't have my cameraman here with me today, but I will do my best. That's why I'm kind of ducking like this. But let me know who's here today, and let me know what questions you have in the chat. I'm really excited to share one of my favorite recipes with you today. So let's get started. That means I'm going to have to crack these eggs. Let's see. Maybe not the best positioned, but I'm gonna stand while I do this egg part. So it's really a lot easier to separate eggs when they're at their coldest. So I just took these right out of the fridge. You don't need really any special tools for this, but I will show you how I use a Bain-Marie technique for this recipe today. So there's 10 egg yolks in this recipe and 2 eggs for this recipe. And I am making 4 cups of lemon curd. With that said, I will outline smaller portions for this recipe because not everybody wants 4 cups. Like sometimes 1 cup is perfect, but hi, thank you for the welcome back. I know it's been a second. I had a work project that basically took over my life. And so this is what I like to do though. This makes me happy. So thank you for joining me. So when I'm not rambling, the cooking time for this is 20 minutes. So it's awesome when you've made a Swiss meringue buttercream and you just don't want to waste the egg yolks, or like me, I had lemons that I was worried were going to go bad. You know, what do you do with the egg yolks? You could make a healthy egg white omelet for breakfast. I don't do that. I'm more of like a cake for breakfast type of person. Oh no. This is hilarious when I get these really wonky eggs. You know, I was seriously thinking about getting chickens, because I want fresh eggs. Oh, okay. Voila, I saved it. So what am I doing here? I am basically separating the eggs before I add the sugar and lemon to make a nice, thick, bright lemon curd. And I didn't say this a second ago, but this is a 5-ingredient recipe. It just couldn't be any easier. I mean, really, it does require a lot of arm muscle and grit, but it's worth it. I think it is. So maybe I should have done this in advance. Just kidding. I had meetings right up until this 5 o'clock live with you guys. Yes. So, and then let's see. The next part requires, and actually, give me a second. I'm going to get the reason why you see this here right now is that I am going to be cooking using a Bain-Marie technique. And that is essentially a little bit of water and a little bit of water and basically cooking this over the water to gently cook and make sure we have a smooth, non-curdled curd. So we got 3 more eggs here. And again, this is 10 egg yolks and 2 eggs. Actually preheated this. This is about 1 inch of water. One tip that I have before getting into this is that you might be tempted to put a lot of water in here, but really you don't want any of the water to touch the bottom of your metal bowl. Also, this needs to be a heat-proof bowl, so I always like to use a metal bowl. Oh no. Okay, I caught that. We're at the end here. I always like to use a metal bowl, but a glass bowl would work too because technically it's heat-proof. I mean, if it says it's heat-proof, then it will be heat-proof. So I am going to set aside my egg whites to make room for this. Let me move this. But now basically I'm mixing everything before I get to the Bain-Marie technique. And I learned this more recently. I know that I have another YouTube video that covers all the citrus curd, lemon curd, lime curd, grapefruit curd. But actually what I do is 10 egg yolks, 2 full eggs, 1.5 cups of sugar. This is for 4 cups of curd, so you can half that. And I pre-mix it. Look how big my whisk is. So fun. But before, I used to add the lemon while it was on here, and sometimes it'd be really splashy, whereas I can just add it slowly here. Another thing I want to note is some people like to add food coloring to their curd. That's okay. I'm not going to do it here, but on that note, the color of your curd is largely affected by the color of your egg yolks. Sometimes we have super orange eggs, and sometimes we have really lightly yellow eggs. And in this case, it's a light yellow. These are Costco eggs that I wanted to use. And just gradually add that lemon in. If you add it too quick, it kind of causes these white spots. They're like curdle spots. So you want to avoid that. Roxy, why are you making such a big batch? Again, I had so many lemons and I was going to use it for a cake project, a cake video that I was making. But then I didn't need to cook for that video. I thought I did. So I skipped the hassle of that. And thank you to my partner for squeezing these lemons for me. So nice. Oops. Oh, it's so funny because you can see my camera settings on the screen. I can't check my camera right now. So I got that going, and then add a pinch of salt, like a pinch and a half of salt. But I will actually check my camera. Give me a second. Okay, really, I don't know if that fixed it, but hopefully it did. Oh, it did. Okay, cool. Now I know for next time. Awesome. So now that I've gotten everything all incorporated, I have this on a medium setting. It was on high. Now I've lowered it back to medium. And I'm going to transfer it on top. So this part will take about 10 to 12 minutes of cooking. In the meantime, I did prepare these commonly asked questions about curd. Can I color my curd? Yeah, of course you can color your curd. All citrus curd happens to be yellow. So I made a pink lemon meringue pie for my partner's birthday, and I happened to color that pink. If you want to watch that video, go ahead. I recommend it. It's super good. How thick is curd thick? Yes, it's thick. This curd is thick, and it's creamy and tart and just the right amount of sweet. It's really perfect for cake filling, tarts, buttercream frosting, yogurt toast, cupcake filling, just about anything really. And if you want something that is more tart, this is more sweet tart. I love a lime curd. Lime curd is great because it reminds me of a green Sour Patch Kid, and I really enjoy those. Growing up, I used to fight with my sibling for the red ones and the green ones. Those are my favorite. So how quickly should I eat this? I recommend eating this within 2 weeks, but I guarantee that if you make a 2-cup portion, it's gonna be gone in 2 days. I've never had curd that lasts more than 3 days in this house because it's just so good. I'm a curd monster. Like, some people are cookie monsters. I'm a curd monster. And what is the biggest mistake people make when making curd? So I think it's making the curd grainy. Like, sometimes it'll get grainy. Sometimes the curd is just cooked too hot. You don't want that. You want it on a medium heat. You want to be patient. And really, I mean, it's just really muscle that you need and perseverance to get through the curd. And if you see lumps, don't worry about it. We're going to sieve that out. I'm going to show you the next step. So this is step 2, making the curd. But we're going to incorporate it. We're going to sieve it and incorporate it into some butter. Also, this sieving removes the seeds, which is really nice too, because I don't like to eat seeds. Another commonly asked question that I get, I think it's too thick. Can I fix it? Well, yeah, of course. So lemon curd always thickens once you put it in the refrigerator. And the answer kind of depends. Are you trying to pour the curd? Like, is the curd going to be a filling? Is it going to be poured on top of something like an ice cream? Because if that's the case, then just microwave it for 15 seconds. The other option is adding a little bit of citrus into it and mixing it as well. But that will make your curd a little more tart. And if you're adding the citrus, you just add it in 1/4 teaspoon increments at a time. So just slowly add. Oh, I'm just seeing your comment, Nat. What about lemon meringue pie? All about lemon meringue pie. This is so good in lemon meringue pie. This is what I use. I'm really, really proud of this recipe. As my partner and everyone that I know can attest to. How tart is tart? That is another question that I get. If you want a more subtle flavor, you can swap out lemon juice, a little bit of the lemon juice for orange juice, but just a little. Like, don't go more than 1/4 cup of the orange juice. And I didn't even tell you. Let me just repeat the recipe ingredients again. Also, I will be linking to my blog so that you have all of the content, the recipe. So 10 egg yolks, 2 eggs, then 1 cup of lemon, 1.5 cup of sugar. That makes 4 cups of curd. Gosh, my face is so hot. It was already really warm down here. And now my face is just right next to this. And normally I have, this only works with a certain type of pot because it's conduction. So I'm worried that I'm like too close, it's just gonna explode in my face, but let's all cross your fingers that that doesn't happen. Oh, and hello, look at my shirt. Limoncello. Limoncello. I just thought it would be so perfect for this video. So this is good. See the white foam? This is the stage that happens before you start to see the color come through in the center. We know that we're in the right part of the curd making process. Tips on storage. Curd can be stored in the refrigerator for 2 weeks, I mentioned that, but it can be frozen for up to 2 months. I freeze mine in a Ziploc bag. Sorry, I'm just gonna center this now. I wanted to show it off, but I think, let me get it back to centered. You can still see it, I think. The next step is going to require a cup of butter and chopped up into chunks. So I cut up the butter, put it in a bowl, put the sieve on top of it, and then I sieve this in. In fact, I'm gonna have to grab a spatula before I grab the butter in my fridge. And you want to get the butter cold out of your fridge because that is going to help stop the cooking process and is going to continue thickening the curd. You like it, I promise. And if you need a dairy-free, non-real butter option, I really love avocado oil sticks by Country Crock. I don't know, it's kind of, I've found that it's increasingly hard to find, but I don't like Earth Balance. I think it has a weird oily flavor. It's fine on toast, not so great with curd, in my opinion. So, whatever that's worth. And then, yeah. So, I'm just gonna turn this up a hair, as if it's not hot enough here. Does anyone have any questions? Remember to like and subscribe. I feel like I need to like remind folks of that more often. Let me get back to the questions. Can I use bottled lemon juice? I get that question a lot. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. This is fresh lemon, fresh squeezed lemon. Can I substitute butter? Oh, I just answered that question. I just answered that question. Oh, the dairy-free butter, it doesn't make it any thinner than the regular butter. I do want to say that. I think folks are like, oh, will it make it any, is it going to be different? No, it's not. It's totally fine. And questions done. So let me show you the pot that it's splattering on me. This is the pan that I usually use for making curd. It has, owie, 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 owie. It has the spouts on the end, so then it's not sputtering up the sides here and getting all over my cell phones. I really like this, but it just doesn't work on this. It works on my regular stove. This is what I use for Swiss meringue buttercream, for my curd, all that good stuff. So I like to pick this up every once in a while to let the air out. But see how it's becoming less white and foamy? That's good. We want that. Potting my face. You know, I got the splatters all over my arm. So hot. That's gonna burn later. It's like not only do I have mosquito bites from camping, but I'm going to have little water spatters. So I'm just gonna duck in so that, I mean, you're here to see me. And I feel bad when it's just like the logo on my t-shirt or whatever, but we're very close. So, whew. See what I mean? It's so easy. I mean, you're all assembling it. It's all assembled before it even goes on here. Oh, look. Okay, so it's just the white foam on the sides right now. We just want all of that to be gone. And then we're gonna move on to the next phase. Oh, the splatter is on my laptop, you guys. Woo! Danger zone. I have looked for this with the same steel material as this, yet to find it. Okay. I'm about to transfer this. Let me just turn it off. Don't stop. Yes, yes. Look at that. It looks so good. Oh, that's great. Okay, just gonna put this in the sink. That's turned off. Okay, where can this go? 1 second. Ugh. I'm gonna keep this here. I'm gonna move this a little further from me because it's so warm. And put this up here. This is the joys of live, you guys. I like it a lot. It's so fun. So here's my cold butter. Yes. And let me get a spatula. But now, you can see the magic happen. I like to keep a small spatula in here so that the sieve doesn't have to touch the butter during this process, but here's what it looks like. Yes. And I'm gonna pour half in. So it's dry. You can already see that it's starting to thicken. Okay, I'm gonna pour all of it in. Like a majority, 95%. And I don't want to waste. This is a recipe. Let's try to be as accurate as possible. Haha. Last time my friend Yik was here, he was recommending like, what is that? The Buddha hands, ponzu, different types of citrus. I mean, I think if it has juice, I think you can make citrus out of it. I've made pineapple curd. Oh, should I put that over there? It's still hot. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you, basically again, this is gonna sieve out anything that might have curdled and any seeds. So so no seeds, I was good about that, great. And then any of the white stuff is just eggs and extra pulp. Let's do it. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. Here you go. See the white stuff in there? That's just all the stuff we collected. I mean, it's barely there because we cooked it so gently, and it's probably because the water was splattering onto the metal bowl that this happened. But let me center this and start mixing. So first, it really looks like it's separating. You might feel concerned at this point. Don't worry. Let me just keep this on the napkin. It's gonna come together, I promise. Let me just get this guy out of the way. I do have fun sprinkle spatulas. I should have grabbed that, but I just wanted to grab the very longest one that I had. I'm tired of the splatter. So this part of the process, it really just depends. I've had it come together in 3 minutes. I've had it come together in 5 minutes. But basically, once you've mixed it, all the butter is incorporated, and you take your finger and kind of, I'll show you. I'll show you when we get there. Take your finger, run it against the back of the spatula, and it doesn't come together after 5 seconds, you know it's ready. You know what's funny? It's like, I remember on the Food Network when I was really little, who was I watching? It was a lady who was teaching how to make lemon curd. That's not how I learned how to make lemon curd. But I remember her saying, it is impossible to make lemon curd without a wooden spoon. You have to use a wooden spoon for lemon curd. I'm like, is that true? So the first few times I made lemon curd, I always used a wooden spoon, which is fine. Then I started using a spatula. It was exactly the same. I don't know, some PBS show. Probably. Was it Food Network or PBS? Mom, Dad? Which one of those would we have had when we were little? Food Network is cable, right? So probably not. Okay, so my butter is starting to dissipate. This is still warm, but if you keep it in the fridge, it's gonna firm. This is a really light yellow, which is still nice. If for some reason you, once you've done this, I promise it's so, oh my gosh, there's a square in the middle of the video. What is happening? Just tech issues all the way this week. It's always something. This will be really thick. It's always nice and thick. Like, you can scoop it with a spoon and then, you know, turn the spoon around and it'll stay on the spoon. It's just nice and creamy. It's almost like a mousse. So I've never had to put any cornstarch or anything in it. But if you needed to, I would recommend diluting the cornstarch with some lemon first. Also, another thing I want to tell you, I have my very first video on YouTube was a Swiss meringue buttercream video. It's my go-to Swiss meringue buttercream. It is the buttercream that I use to this day. I have not needed to improve it. Everybody loves it. They say it tastes like fluffy marshmallow buttercream. I outline different types of ways you can kind of fancy up that buttercream. I outline how to make a lemon buttercream using lemon curd, a black cocoa buttercream, a caramel buttercream. I've made all of them and they're wonderful. So I highly recommend you check out that video. I'll link it below. My face is still cut off. Awkward. So, okay, let's see where we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yes. That's it. So, we're good. That is my lemon curd, you guys. How long was this? Darn, it was only like a 30-minute video. Don't worry, I'll lick the bowl. I wish I had had a yellow bowl for this recipe. I love to color coordinate, but anyways, I feel like I did a pretty decent job deciding this morning that I was going to share this, because I saw that my lemons weren't gonna be too hot after a few days. And moment of truth, what? Look at that. Like I said, 4 cups. you want to make 2 cups, let's do the math now. That would be 5 egg yolks, 1 regular egg, sugar, 3/4 of a cup. What is the other thing that goes in here? Salt, a pinch, and a pinch to taste. If you use a salted butter for your recipe, then omit the salt. But use an unsalted, it really brings out the nice freshness. I personally really like it a lot. But don't be afraid to make curd if all you have is a salted butter. It's still going to be super lovely. So I talked about the eggs. Oh, and lemon juice. For 2 cups, you will just need 1/2 a cup of fresh lemon juice. I put no extract in this. And 1/2 a cup of cold, unsalted butter. But you just heard what I just said. So cover this, press the saran wrap in so it doesn't get a skin. Keep it in the fridge. I don't do all the jarring stuff. I've never had it long enough where I needed to jar it professionally. I have taken a class for that though, so let me know if you're interested in that and we'll do it together one day. And it smells really citrusy and bright. I want to taste it, but my Invisalign is in right now. Sorry, you guys. I can tell you what it's, I know what it's always like. Creamy, bright, flavorful, fresh. If you use a pink lemon, which my mom is growing me a pink lemon tree right now, and I have had before, it's more florally. If you half the lemon, lime, citrus, then you get something that tastes just like a Sour Patch Kid. It's so good. So thank you so much for watching. Lemon curd is my favorite. Use it in cakes. Use it in cupcakes. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna try and do this every Thursday, with the exception of next Thursday. I won't be able to do it next Thursday, but come back in the future and I will have more Thursday videos. And actually leave me a comment. Is Thursday even a good day for you? I have to do it after 5 o'clock. I work a 9-to-5 job in tech and this time works for me. But if a weekend works better for you guys, I want to be here for you. And we can make lime curd next time. We can make pineapple curd next time, or whatever you want. I do have a coffee cake coming up, as well as, what is it again? A potato chip Rice Krispie. So imagine potato chips, marshmallows. Amazing. It's going to be so good. So come back, please. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great weekend. Bye. Yes. Okay, I gotta turn this off.